Hello, welcome to the latest episode of Data in the Hallway. My name is Ray Paik, TiDB Community Manager, joined by my colleague Daniel Van Eden. How are you, Daniel?
Hello, I'm good.
Hope all is well in the Netherlands. And we're honored to have our latest annual hackathon winners. We had our hackathon, it was called AgentX Hackathon, keeping with the AI theme. Aishwarya Nathani joining us from Mumbai, and Nikhil Mankani. Sorry, I'm struggling with your name a little bit, joining us from Pune. So welcome to you both and congratulations.
Thanks a
Yeah,
lot, Ray.
Yeah.
thanks, Ray.
Yeah, so I mean, let's get started with like a brief introduction. And Aishwarya, we can get started with you. Tell us, I told people you're located in Mumbai, but tell us, a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So hello everyone. I'm Aishwarya Nathani. As introduced by Ray, I am currently working as a data and AI engineer in UBS Bank. And apart from that, I love exploring hackathons. I feel that it's the best way to, keep you up to the uh, skills, and it's the best way to develop yourselves. And apart from that, I think I love to travel and I like to read a lot. So yeah, that's about me.
Cool, perfect. Nikhil, you're up next.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Nikhil Mankani. I am currently senior software engineer at Barclays. I work in the markets department and work on a wide range of technologies. Apart from this usual 9 to 5 job, I love exploring AI as my passion towards learning new things, and taking part in hackathons is like a boost to your energy. So I love taking part in hackathons. And apart from that, in my free time, I love playing football and being on the field. Yeah.
All right, nice, cool. Yeah, welcome to you both. And I mean, as both of you mentioned, I mean, and then I'll talk about your project, and I'll add a link to your hackathon project in the episode description. If you go to DevPost, where our hackathon was hosted, you participated in numerous hackathons, and which is very admirable. I mean, you both work in the financial services industry, which can sometimes be stressful, I'd imagine. Um, and you said 9 to 5, but I'm sure you work way past 5 o'clock sometimes, and you find your time to work on hackathons and new things. And I mean, one of the questions I wanted to talk about before talking about your hackathon experience, previous hackathon experience, I like every hackathon I look at, there are tons of participants from India. Obviously, it's a population with a large country, a huge educated IT workforce. I mean, I'm convinced that if hackathon was an Olympic sport, like in the country of India would win like a gold, silver, and bronze. So, what is it about like the environment there that encourages people to participate in hackathons? And either one of you can get started. But
I'll take this question. So we
yeah.
have a lot of graduates, engineering graduates in India, a lot of them, and from the very early age itself, we are, uh, motivated to participate in hackathons, and there are various reasons for that. For example, when we were in our final year, JP Morgan came to our college and they said that if you, so they did not have, they had certain set of interviews, preliminary interviews, but the final round was a hackathon, and hackathon winners were given the opportunity to work with them, and there was a placement opportunity. Apart from that, there are some hackathons that come up with opportunities such as incubation, or they would fund your idea. And it's a very nice way to motivate students to actually bring their idea into production. So I think this culture I've seen a lot in India, and people do encourage students to participate at a very early age. So I think that's the reason why there are a lot of Indians who know about hackathons, and they are very much interested in participating in them.
And also to add on to that, as you all know, like India is famous for its population, and so is the cutthroat competition in job market, right? So everyone tries to participate in hackathon, not just to learn skills and brush up their knowledge, but also to build up their portfolios. So when you show that you have been participating in hackathons and all, so the companies feel that you take ownership of your projects and you are not just doing studies for your curriculum. So that could also be one of the reasons for it being a trend here.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I've always been impressed. This is the third year that I've been, directly and indirectly involved in our hackathon. The participants from India, like, a far outnumber, participants from other countries. So I've always been impressed, and yeah, it's been great. Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, and I think one of the nice things about hackathons is that, like, of course, you focus on like the technical part of the whole thing, but also on the other hand, you need to understand what the requirements are of the hackathon. You need to manage your time. You need to work together with other people. So I think it's a really good way to get all kinds of skill, not just technical ones.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That sort of flows nicely into my next question. I mean, what do you look for in hackathons? I mean, there are, hundreds of thousands of hackathons out there. Like, even just on DevPost or other platforms, it's easy to get overwhelmed with the volume of hackathons that are out there, and then you can participate in. But are there something in particular that you look for? I think both of you mentioned, like, AI as an area of interest with a lot of people. But what do you look for in a hackathon that, because you have to make a time commitment to invest in it, right?
Mm, So, as part of, like, if you will say AI, so now it is the trend of AI. It is not like we have been participating in AI as of now. So we basically like to take part in hackathons which challenge us. It is not just that a project that is being built. We like those hackathons which challenge us not just to use their features, but also to make an impact. So if you will see our projects, none of our project is just a, a project sake of it. We try to have build projects which have impact, and we go for hackathons which do make an impact to the world. Not a very large world would be a very large word to say, but some community for us. Like previously, before AI was a trend, we used to take part in hackathons which were related to blockchain. So
Mhm.
it is not like that currently AI hackathons are there, so we take only part in those. We actually look for challenges. So that is one of the thing we identify. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Aishwarya, yeah,
example,
go ahead.
Yeah, for
Sorry.
example, TiDB, right, was very welcoming. We saw that one of the criteria was to build something for a community and make an impact, and that's something which is very much encouraged. So you do something which is helping not just a particular firm, but the entire region or the a whole set of people, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're proud to have, like, the social good awards, right? With a lot of hackathons do that, and then I mean, like you said, Nikhil, like, I mean, you're not going to solve, world peace issue with a hackathon project, but a little bit of contributions you can make to make the world a better place. It's always nice to do. So cool. Yeah, I mean, thanks for, I mean, sharing your. I mean, so the other question I have is, like, how old were you when you participated in your first hackathon? Was this like, when you were 15, or, like, at what age did you start participating in hackathons?
I think 19 or 20 years old when we were
Okay.
in our first year of college. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's reasonable. I think that's pretty typical here in the US too. Some of the
Yeah.
college students here, I'm in the Bay Area, get very competitive with, like, hackathons. But yeah, I think usually around college or maybe later stages of high school. So, cool. So let's jump to your hackathon project, PetFitAI. I mean, what sort of, I mean, like I said, I'll list a link to your hackathon project page. A couple of things that really caught my attention, like, you put a lot of thought into not just the video, which is the first thing you see, but even, like, all the details you put. It's, like, a very professional looking, and I was very impressed with the polishedness of how polished it was. And the other thing that was interesting was the problem you're solving. I mean, to be honest, if you look at a lot of AI related hackathons, you see another project related to like a chatbot or something. I mean, yours has a chatbot as well, but it's solving like a lot of business problem for the help desk or researching issues, and then it gets kind of repetitive, and you're stood out because I'll let you talk about this in a bit, but it's helping taking care of your pet, which you don't see a lot of, and I think a lot of people can relate to. So yeah, I mean, I think you talk a little bit about this in your video, but how and when did you get the idea for this project?
So I have a cat. His name is Chai, and I got him when he was just 2 months old. And I think 3 days he was in my home, and at night I was just working. He was playing around, and he accidentally broke his leg. I think he was trying to jump off, and he
Mm,
broke his leg. And then he started limping around. I didn't realize what was wrong with him. It was my first time having a cat itself, so I was I could see him in pain, and then I actually searched a vet around me, and it was showing there was a vet who was there 20 miles away, and when I called him he was not picking up, so I wasn't even
mm,
sure if even if I go there, will it be open or not. So that is the time I realized that there should be something which I could Google and check whether it's safe, because it's he's just 2 months old. So I even if
mm,
it was like, let's say, a good 7 8 year old, maybe I could have let him rest and taken to the vet next day. But then this was the issue which I feel I wanted to solve, and then I realized that, oh, this can't be just me, right? I mean, there are a lot of pet parents, and people might have faced the same issue. And that is when we came across the TiDB hackathon. I was telling Nikhil about this, and we were like, let's solve this problem, right? It's something that nobody's talking about, and I think a lot of people need this.
mm.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that is
No,
when we came
yeah,
here.
it was very creative as a pet owner myself. Like, 'cause,
Yeah.
I mean, one of the frustrating things is they can't communicate with you what's bothering
Yeah.
them, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a really cool project. Um, yeah, and then like I said, the idea in and of itself just sort of stood out. It wasn't addressing another business process challenges or what have you that you typically see. So uh, we can move on to, I mean, people will be able to sort of see the details, but you can give us a brief overview. So tell us about like your software stack. Like, how did you build your project? Like, which TiDB features that you found helpful and other technical aspects. So,
Yeah. So we started from the very beginning, that is integration with Kafka for getting the pet vitals data and all. So it was quite easy as we had this thing on Kafka to sync directly into the TiDB. So TiDB provides various connectors, and one of the connectors helped us, the SQL connector helped us to have it easily set up the sync part of it. But the major MVP for us was the hybrid search of things. So we used to work on vector search at different hackathons and for different AI features, but we were looking at us looking for something which was a hybrid search, like not just vector search. Sometimes it is a basic keyword search which helps. So we use this hybrid search of TiDB for searching of the symptoms. So symptoms is something which keyword search and semantic search both are required. Then we had image search for TiDB. So when we are using packages, so we use different packages of TiDB. In Python, we used PyTiDB. In Django, we used Django TiDB. So all these things helped us really to wrap our project in a complete ecosystem of TiDB, so that no data is going apart from TiDB anywhere else. So yeah, coming back to the stack, so we used Python, Django, Kafka. Then for AI support models, we used Gemini, and the agent orchestration, that is most of the times it is the difficult part to handle. So for that, we used Google Agent Development Kit. So this is one of the new utility provided by Google, a package kind of thing, which helps us in orchestrating and managing how agents work within themselves. And it is a very easy to adapt framework that is used. So this ADK went very well with TiDB as both were in Python. So it helped us like encapsulate both of them and bring in a more smoother project. And for TiDB, we even tested TiDB. So every common AI project has image embeddings, text embeddings. So this time what we did is we went ahead and we tried vector embeddings for audio. So usually no one tries audio embeddings as such. So, and there are no models like plug and play models available from Google, or sorry, from other communities. So we went ahead and we downloaded a audio model from Google, which we used for converting the embeddings and using it. So yes, this was like high level of our tech stack, but in depth, yeah, it is too many of small things. But yeah, this is what high level we have.
Yeah, and to add to this, I think TiDB has an amazing documentation. So there is this one AI agent, TiDB AI agent built on top of the documentation. And if you ask a question like how to do this or how to do that, it comes up with a very step-by-step answer, and it can say like, do this, and then you can take this as a second step. So I think that also helped a lot during
Yes,
the
definitely.
hackathon phase. Yeah.
Yeah. Ray, you're on mute if you're speaking.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're very creative in using TiDB. I mean, you really like use like the full features that we want people to take advantage of. I mean, a lot of people just use like a vector search only, for example. But like you said, early on, Nikhil, like you did a hybrid search, and not this wasn't just text. You had audios and other inputs that you were taking advantage of. So even yeah, I mean technically it was actually pretty cool to see. So
Yeah.
cool. And the other thing that I don't think you talked about was like you also take input from the collars that your pet's wearing, right? So like your dogs and cats typically have collars that provide data. So I assume these are just commercially available, like off the shelf collars. Like this isn't like any special, like a purpose built collar that you had to build yourself. But,
No,
yeah,
actually,
yeah.
like what we did is we built
Hmm.
something in Kafka in such a way that
Hmm.
any HTTP call or anything can be easily like compatibility. So we
Hmm.
focused on compatibility. So it can be any plug and play caller, not nothing specific as such. Anything can
Hmm.
be used. Just that those specific vitals we will be monitoring based on that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't I didn't even know like as such collars were like really available. I mean, we have we don't have a dog or cat, we have a rabbit, so I don't think they have collars for like rabbits that I've seen. But yeah, I mean even simple things like getting this like a vitals from your pet and to take advantage of that data is it's pretty cool. So, yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So inspiration for the hackathon project. Perfect. So
Inspiration for the
hey,
hackathon.
nice try.
Yeah.
There you go. I think this is the first experience by a cat, which is cool.
Yeah.
We'll have to
Yeah,
remember
so
this.
for
Yeah,
the people that don't have a video, like
yeah,
there was the cat showing up on the screen.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
for people that are listening on like Apple Podcasts, you'll have to check out the video on YouTube. So cool. So yeah, and I guess the final question on your project is, if you were to have more resources and time, how would you like to further evolve this project? I mean, we have a section on the project description as well, but I'll let you sort of address that question as well.
I
Yeah.
think one of the features that we missed in this hackathon was that from the belt itself, right? We would like to set the radius of it. Like, for example, let's say you want your pet to be around 200 meters of the house. So we can keep a radius, and if it goes outside the house, then you get a alert or something like that. So that is one of
Mm,
the features that we would like to build. Apart from that, right? So we've been using tons of AI tools in this, and Once we have the costing and everything ready, as in if it's feasible, we would like to actually roll out to people, and we would like to keep it free so that a lot of people
Cool.
can use it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, very nice. I encourage people at the very least to check out the video. I mean, you captured the use case and demo very well. It looks pretty slick. So and then you typically see a lot of dashboards with data, which is fine, but the difficulty is making sense of it. Like, what does this all mean, right? And then I think you talked about that, very well in your video. Anything else that you want to share on your hackathon, like a tech stack or anything that I didn't, Daniel, I didn't get to ask you?
Mm,
Hmm?
No, I think we
All
covered
right,
most of it.
cool. All right, cool. Yeah, and like I said, I do encourage people to check out the project page. It's very nicely laid out. Um, yeah, and then I want to move on to your hackathon experience. I mean, first question I wanted to ask is, did you know about TiDB before the hackathon? Like,
Actually, no, like we
yeah,
didn't knew about TiDB in depth, but we had
mhm,
heard about TiDB database
right,
because, of course, we being Aishwarya being data engineer and I also being into a data field, so
mhm,
we have heard about TiDB, but we didn't
mhm,
knew in depth. But when we
yeah,
got the mail from DevPost and we came to know about that there is a hackathon by TiDB, we went ahead and we explored the like overview page and we tried to
mhm,
understand like what is the aim of this hackathon and what are they
mhm,
looking for. So from like one of the introductory videos I remember we understood that you are giving a free hand with all your AI features and to go ahead and build whatever you like to build. So that was like our catching point. And then we were like, if there are no boundaries and they have so many AI features, then why not explore it? And let's like challenge ourselves and also them and also the product, like what extent we can go till. So yeah, that's how we came about TIDB and that's what caught our attention.
cool. Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. I mean, typically the past participants that I talk to, they never heard of it, which is, I mean, the whole point of doing this, or one of the main point of doing it, is to raise awareness of our technology and software in the community. And I don't know how much time you spent on your project, but at least spend some time getting hands-on experience on the database, and hopefully it's a good one. So, I mean, that's sort of one of the key purpose of the hackathon. So it's not surprising to hear, maybe you had an inkling about what TiDB was, but nothing in depth, and that's completely fine. And Aishwarya, I think you talked about our documentation. The question I wanted to ask is, one of the concerns that we always have is, do people have enough to get started on the project? It's even if you have an idea, are we providing enough resources to onboard people and then get them comfortable like building something. So, I mean, besides documentations, like what other resources did you utilize and did you find useful? Or, even if something you thought was lacking, I think we'd love to hear about them as well.
Nikhil, you want to take this one?
Yeah. So, because we had discussed this part, so yes, so one thing which we would like to like suggest is that there is this great documentation. As Aishwarya mentioned, there is this AI agent as well, which helps us in going through the documentation. But I would still suggest to have more YouTube videos, where people are actually having full projects built. Okay, I'm not sure if there might be some, but maybe not ranked higher. But if there are more projects, full length projects, which have almost all the features of TIDB used, and something like you have this amazing packages, right? Like in Python, you have PyTIDB, in Django, you have Django PyTIDB, whatever. So if we have people or influencers or anyone who actually build a proper full length project explaining like what each part means, that would definitely encourage more people into getting to know about TIDB. And that is what one thing which was a little challenging for us because documentation is you read, and many people don't like to read. So some people prefer a video explanation or a video walkthrough of those things. So, and of course your data in the hallway episodes are there, but apart from that, this type of technical videos would be a little helpful in that perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because previously, right, even if people are very young or in their college era, I think most people like to see projects on YouTube, build something around that, and I think that is something that helps them explore the technology more in detail. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a beneficial thing to have. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good feedback. Actually, I was talking about this with one of my colleagues yesterday, who's building like, I mean, he published a video on building a quick Q&A system with TiDB and Bedrock, and he kept it pretty short and sweet. But yeah, I can definitely understand like more of those would definitely be helpful, because I mean, especially a lot of young developers like yourself, like I mean, even people that are older, that more and more people are learning from like a YouTube videos, rather than having to decipher through like long documentation. And no, that's a good feedback. Yeah, definitely something that we'll keep in mind. So cool.
Yeah.
So, anything you would like to add in terms of other tools or resources you would like to see, or that you found helpful? Um, if not, then we can move on to the next question as well. But
Uh, yeah, one
yeah.
mention
Mhm.
I would like to have. So the feature of chat to query
Mhm.
by TiDB, that also
Right.
really helps in like generating the queries and building I personally don't write much queries.
Mhm.
Aishwarya is expert in that, but I am very like I miss things and almost write wrong queries most of the time. So that chat to query feature did help a lot in like writing queries, even complex and optimized queries. So from there we used to take the feedback, like if we are doing something wrong or right. So that feature
Mhm.
is also a very good one. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aishwarya, were you about to say something, or like?
No, I think
No?
Nikhil covered most of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. No, yeah, chat to query is also a cool feature, and then I was happy to see that it was mentioned in your project description too. So cool. Uh, Daniel, anything else, or like you want to add?
I think we covered pretty much
Yeah,
all of it.
cool. Yeah, I guess it's time for our closing trivia question. This is a tradition we have for all of our guests. And is to tell us about where you are. I mean, I think you're like a third and fourth guest that we had from India. We had somebody from the southern part of India, and we actually had another guest from Mumbai to talk about about hackathons. Um, uh, Ishwar, like tell us something about Mumbai that people may not be familiar with, and then Nikhil, then we'll turn things over to you and talk about so you can talk about Pune.
So one thing about Mumbai is that the southern part of Mumbai, right? It's called the South Bombay. It was built by Britishers, and even today the architecture is intact. And if you walk on those streets, you will feel like you've come to Europe, even if it's in
Hmm.
Mumbai. That is one thing. Another thing is that there is a national park right in the center of the city. So it's called Sanjay Gandhi National Park, and it's very close to the city. So you have leopards, lions, and quite a few wild animals, and it's being managed very well by the forest reservoirs, and it's very close to the city. So yeah, there are
Wow.
people living. So yeah, I think that's the we are the only city. Mumbai is the only city which has this uh, national park right in the middle of the city.
Wow, cool. Yeah, I think our guest, like, this is almost 2 years ago when he talked about Mumbai, he said the city is very green, so it's very consistent, I guess, with what you're saying, Ishwar. Yeah. And Nikhil, I think Pune isn't too far away from Mumbai. It's about like 150 kilometers. Is that correct? But
Yeah. It is close.
Yeah.
Like even I am in Pune for work. I belong
Hmm.
to Mumbai, but
Okay.
yeah, I am in Pune for work. So yeah, but yeah, I spend most of the time there. So yeah.
Okay.
So one thing about Pune is that if you go to a high-rise building, right? Any high-rise building, and you just if you have a view of 360, if you go to the very terrace or something, so you can actually see the city is surrounded by mountains. So you will see this complete mountain range, that is Sayadri, which covers this whole city. So that is just a mesmerizing view. And even if you go on an evening on a sunset time, that view is just like very great and beautiful. So even anyone who is going to go to Pune, just have this view once.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds lovely. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I have yet to visit India. I have so many friends that are from various parts of India. Hopefully, I'll be lucky enough to visit your beautiful country. So,
Yeah.
cool. Well, it was great having you. Great to be able to carry the tradition of talking to some of our hackathon participants. Congratulations on your well-deserved reward, and I encourage people to check out your project. Right.
Great.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Ray.
Thanks a lot, Ray.
All
Yeah.
right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.